Most of us want to save money so we can build wealth and plan for the future. We have goals we want to reach like traveling or things we want to buy like a dream home. However, this can seem impossible when you're surviving on low income. According to CNN, 25 million American households are living paycheck to paycheck. When money is tight, saving any amount can be the last priority on your list. You're just trying to get by. So how do you save more money when you're making minimum wage? How can you reach your financial goals on a low income? In this video we're going to talk about how you can save money on a low income from start to finish. But first, if you are new to Recite channel, welcome and make sure to subscribe with the bell on for our future uploads. To save money on a low income, first know where you're starting from. Imagine you're taking a long road trip. You wouldn't just grab your jacket and jump in the car, right? You'd probably check your GPS and see how long the trip will take, or how much gas you'll need, and when you'll get there, maybe even where you'll stop for lunch. So to save money, especially on a low income, it's best to know where you're starting from. Budgets have a bad reputation. They're hard to create, hard to maintain, they limit your life, and this may be why most people don't use one. But they're really not. In fact, the hardest thing about budgets is that they'll tell us things we might not want to hear. Frank Sonnenberg said, "Truth is not what it seems, but what it is." Getting it down on paper will show where your money leaks are and give you heads up on where to focus first for the quickest impact. And just as important, keeping a budget will give you an apples to apples comparison from month to month. Seeing your progress can be really motivating. A budget will help you to get more, not less out of life. Decide on your priorities. You've got a budget now, so you know where you're starting from. Now the question is, where are you headed? If you're trying to save money on a low income, or any income for that matter, it's much easier when you have a why or a purpose. What do you want to happen in your life over the next year or two? One reason it can be hard to adopt and maintain a budget is that we become accustomed to our lifestyle. And when a budget shows that we need to cut back, we balk. We don't want to give up our subscriptions, our gym membership, or our car payment. We want to keep it all. Having one overarching goal will make it easier to prioritize expenses. If your goal for the next couple years is to afford a new home or finish school, then suddenly that expensive restaurant or those extra cable channels start to lose their appeal. Now let's talk about 9 ways to save money on a low income that'll have the biggest impact. 1. Tackle high-interest debt first. In order to start saving more, you have to tackle your debt head-on. Specifically high interest rate from personal loans or credit cards because they force you to pay outrageous fees and interest charges. When paying off debt, you need an attainable yet challenging plan to pay it off. Start by prioritizing your debt so you're paying off the ones with highest interest first. Then, as you go forward, avoid accumulating any more high interest debt, especially credit cards. 2. Change your television service. One of the easiest ways to find money to put in your savings account is to cancel your cable or satellite TV service and switch to a cheaper alternative. Many of the largest pay TV providers raised rates for 2020. And it's now pretty simple to get a wide variety of entertainment options from a streaming service that charges as little as $30 a month, though $50 or so is more likely. Netflix, probably the most well-known cable alternative, can be accessed directly on your TV for $8.99 to $15.99 a month, so long as it has or can download the Netflix app. You can also watch Netflix through a video game console or Blu-ray player. 3. Look at your food bill. Another way to save money is to change the way you eat. Probably the best thing you can do is to stop or greatly cut back on eating out. It's so much cheaper to eat leftovers from last night's dinner than to go out for lunch. And the cost of dining out tends to rise faster than the cost of groceries. In the 12 months ended in July 2019, prices for food purchased to eat at home rose 0.6%, while the cost of eating out increased 1.8%. You could also consider giving up or cutting back on meat. Though produce can be expensive too, especially if you purchase fresh and organic options, meat typically costs more pound for everyday items. And you can also save money by buying frozen or canned fruits, beans, and vegetables. 4. Save money fast by eliminating car payments. Self-made millionaire and author David Bach says, buying a new car is the single worst financial decision you can make. A new car is one of the fastest appreciating assets you can possibly buy, and to top it off, most cars sit unused 95% of the time. The average car payment is around $450 to $475 per month. If you suddenly had that to work with, you'd see your net worth rise each month. Here's an alternative from Dave Ramsey that'll enable you to save money rather than throw it at a car payment for 5 years. Save about $2,000 and pay cash for a car. Don't worry though, it's temporary. Instead of paying that $450 a month to a car loan, deposit it into a savings account for 10 months. Now, sell your $2,000 car and combine the proceeds with your $4,500 to get something decent in the $6,000 range. Now you have a car that'll last a while, with no car payment. 5. Reduce insurance costs. If you've had your auto or homeowner's insurance for several years, check around. Just like cable TV, there are more options available that weren't around a decade ago. Features like paying according to how much you actually drive are getting more popular because more people now work from home. Most people hesitate to do this because it used to involve handing over your phone number, then fielding phone calls for the next week. Not anymore though. You can do it all online without answering a single sales call. 6. Cut down your biggest expenses. Trying to save money when you have low income can be very difficult. Sometimes it feels impossible to cut down even $1 or $2 every month. Instead of trying to cut back your small expenses, focus on the larger ones so you can make more of a significant impact. For most people, housing costs tend to be the biggest part of their expenses. If you're renting, consider downsizing to a smaller home or living with roommates. If you own your home, take a look at whether or not refinancing your mortgage for a lower rate would be beneficial. You can also rent out a room or parking spot for additional income. But make sure to understand the terms of a refinance. What generally happens is that along with a reduced monthly payment, a refinance also extends the loan term. Be comfortable with the fact that it will take you longer to pay the loan off if this is the option you choose. Also remember to shop around for the best deal because there are a ton of people willing to help you get a refinance, and some will charge less than others for their services. 7. Increase your income. You can find ways to increase the amount of money that you earn and, in doing so, find you have extra money to save. While this might sound like a pipe dream, there are so many options available that almost everyone is capable of doing at least one side hustle. At its most basic, consider your current paid employment. Is there any way you can work overtime, take a promotion, transfer to another better paying employer, or even get a second job that fits around your main income source? Thinking rather more laterally, there are all manner of small businesses that can be set up for next to nothing. My personal favorite is starting a blog, which can be done for just a few dollars each month. Many bloggers have started off knowing nothing and have ended up building an income larger than their full-time job. There are, of course, all sorts of other low-cost business opportunities available to you. You could, for example, start a pet sitting business, import products from China to sell on Amazon, or you could write books and publish them on Kindle. The point is, don't think that your income necessarily needs to be fixed. No matter what your situation is, there are ways to learn new skills or use existing skills to make additional money on the side. For example, starting a blog offers total flexibility, and many stay-at-home moms and busy professionals manage to carve out a few hours each week to grow their blog around their other commitments. 8. Take advantage of free money. Take advantage of free money when you can. As a family with low income, you may qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit. According to the IRS website, the EITC can be a large refund on your taxes, helping you keep more of what you earned. Sometimes even as much as a few $1,000s. You should also look into a 401k at work and see if your company matches up to a certain percentage of your contribution. If they do, you should take advantage of it and start saving as much as possible. The company match is basically free money that will help you save towards retirement. 9. Use automation to your advantage. We've all heard the expression, pay yourself first. It's a powerful concept, but not many people actually do it. Warren Buffett does. In fact, one of his well-known quotes is, "Don't save what is left after spending. Spend what is left after saving." When you write your budget, your first expense should be to automatically deposit money in savings. Automating this process is powerful for two reasons. Making regular deposits over a long period is the most common way people become millionaires. Albert Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. When you pay yourself first with every paycheck, the burden of choice, in part, is lifted off your shoulders. If you're depositing $200 from every paycheck, maybe now you know you can't afford that new car payment. So you drive your slightly dented model, but you save money and watch your net worth increase each month. Here are two ways to pay yourself first. If your employer offers a 401k with a company match, absolutely contribute at least enough to get their full match. Automate deposits into an emergency fund, separate from your checking account. This is a key to making your budget work. Because paying for emergencies from the same account as your scheduled bills makes it impossible to have a predictable budget. Thanks for watching, and if you found the video useful, hit the like button. Tell us in the comments what do you think is the most effective way to save money on a low income.